What is self-discipline? Willpower over basic desires is the essence of self-discipline. Doing tasks correctly and on time is a sign of someone who is disciplined. It entails being committed to keeping your word and staying loyal to yourself. To put it another way, it is a synonym for self-control. In this video, I'm going to discuss how to develop ironclad self-discipline using 5 useful guidelines that you can start putting into practice immediately. And they aren't just cliche sayings or insignificant advice that won't have any real influence on your life. Instead, if you follow these pointers, your life will be changed for the better. Before we get started, please give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure alerts are turned on so you never miss an upload. So why is self-discipline so crucial? No matter what your goals are, you must work to accomplish them. If you lack discipline, you are likely to put in little to no effort, instead choosing to procrastinate. If you want to be successful, you must be able to resist immediate gratification and transient temptations. Now, there's a huge distinction between self-discipline and discipline, and it all has to do with willpower. For instance, why do you believe working out alone is less beneficial for weight loss than working out with a personal trainer? Yes, they may correct some of the methods you were doing incorrectly and teach you some new ones, but the most crucial elements are accountability and inspiration. The experience of working out alone versus working out with a trainer is quite different. Trainers instruct you on what to do, what you're doing incorrectly, and how to do it right, and provide encouragement. Who is more disciplined between someone who is self-trained and someone who has a trainer? Of course, the person who does everything themselves, right? This is because no one is dictating to him what to do or when to do it. While the other individual has a trainer who follows him wherever he goes, the only one holding him accountable is himself. Being disciplined includes arriving, doing the work, and keeping your word. It also entails creating healthy habits, which is crucial for behavior because routine activities are more likely to continue since they are triggered automatically. You've probably realized that you lack discipline. Fortunately for you, this is a skill that can be easily learned. It indicates that even if you start from scratch, you can learn it and perfect it. I'm going to demonstrate to you today how to exercise self-control to achieve your goals faster and lead an abundant, healthier lifestyle. Let's get started with the 5 components for developing self-discipline. Rule number 1, set attainable goals correctly. Setting goals is another skill that helps accelerate your work. When developing goals, you must be both ambitious and reasonable. A well-known businessman is quoted as saying, "If you know exactly what needs to be done to attain your goal, the goal is too small." According to studies on goal setting and task performance, difficult goals provide better results than easy ones. Setting goals is most likely to increase work performance when the objectives are clear and relatively challenging. You will therefore always be more productive, even if you don't fully accomplish the task. A strong objective is one that you can achieve and isn't too minor, or else you'll feel like your potential is being wasted. It ought to have a due date as well. You'll be more successful and efficient if you have a good deadline, especially if you hold yourself accountable to it. Rule number 2, get rid of temptations. Eliminating everything that is preventing you from doing what you should be doing is the first logical step. Our brains are designed to avoid any type of pain, suffering, or extensive effort. So given the choice between working and watching Netflix, we usually select the latter because it's easier and more enjoyable. If you only have your job to accomplish, everything gets much simpler. In this situation, you could deactivate your Netflix membership. Now, I realize that this may seem a little drastic. So here's another option you have without removing all of your social media apps and tossing your TV in the trash. Make it difficult for you to procrastinate. If your desktop is 3 feet from your couch, it will be quite easy for you to become sidetracked, take a quick break, and then spend the rest of the day eating worthless snacks and scrolling through social media. Sound familiar? However, If you're working from your public library, it would be much more difficult for you to procrastinate because you're in a peaceful setting with little to no distraction and you don't have your refrigerator or couch nearby. As a result, you would have to travel all the way home in order to take one of those quick breaks on the couch. Rule number 3, stop waiting to be in the right mood. Have you ever put off doing something because you didn't feel like it? Everybody has. And I'll let you in on a little secret. You probably won't ever feel like it. And even if you do, you will begin the work and stop shortly after because you will no longer be in the right mood. As I have stated, our brains are not designed for productivity. Actually, it was designed for immediate gratification. As a result, you shouldn't wait for the ideal time to act. Just do it. The key here is to not think about it. Just execute. You can adjust or course correct along the way. Are you learning anything new? Are you motivated to use discipline to improve your life? Your opinion is very important. So before moving to rule number 4, let us know what you think in the comment section below. Rule number 4, establish a productive routine gradually. You won't change overnight, so start small. When I started exercising seriously, going to the gym and jogging a few years ago, I dreaded it. It was challenging, taxing, and occasionally painful. After the first 3 days, I really wanted to give up, but something inside me compelled me to press on. My body was under a lot of stress during the first month, but then strange things started to happen. I never thought I'd start loving working out and going to the gym, but that's exactly what happened. I actually anticipated it, and I also realized that I was accomplishing far more throughout the course of my days. I felt more energized and started to look so much better. Big results take time to attain, but you can still get there by taking simple, consistent steps. You should get up at the same time each day and have a detailed plan for your day to get started. Make your bed as soon as you wake up in the morning. This is a wonderful first step and a small but meaningful accomplishment. It has been established that making your bed in the morning will boost your motivation and productivity all day. Start by recognizing the areas in your routine that could use improvement. You can compile a list of all your everyday activities and categorize them into positive, neutral, and negative activities. Positive activities are ones that advance you toward your objectives, like sending important emails, doing research, working, exercising, and so on. Negative activities are ones that lead you away from your objective, such as hanging out with negative people, continuing bad habits, etc. Time-wasting activities that don't really help your goals are known as neutral activities, like being stuck in traffic or mindlessly watching television. After making your list, you can move on to choosing how to improve your routine. Start by removing all negative and neutral behaviors at this time. If that's not possible, you might consider asking yourself, how can I convert actions that are negative or neutral into actions that are positive? For instance, if you're caught in traffic, you could listen to a podcast or an audiobook instead of whining and complaining. Rule number 5, consider the long-term results. The best way to forecast the future is to create it, according to Abraham Lincoln. Successful people take action, which is what sets them apart from unsuccessful people. If they don't like something, they try to improve it rather than complaining about it. I want you to ask yourself the following questions. What are you doing right now to make your life better? What does your future look like in 3, 5, and 10 years from now based on the actions you take today? The moment you comprehend this, you'll realize that everything you do today will have a significant impact on the person you become tomorrow. This is the best way to get yourself to complete what needs to be done, even when you, quote, don't feel like it. Success is a journey, not an event, and you can only get there through discipline and hard work. And that concludes today's video. Give it a like if you learned something from it, and share it with a friend or two who could benefit from the tips. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.